everyone, this is Nitesh, and today we are going to talk about, the evolution of testing itself and how, new age tools like AI, how it is, changing the how industry is working, how development is happening nowadays, how we do testing, and we will talk about tools, how we use it, architectural thing, all those things, right? But I want to keep it very simple, right? So let me start with this. And through the slide, we will understand something. And then you can ask anything if you have any query. Fine. So let me start it by this from the very first slide. So this everyone know that how the evolution is still happening, right? It will never stop. Something new will come. Right? So like 20 years back, let's say, there was a traditional way of doing the testing. Most of the part is manually checking the things, right? It is still there. Like when there is a new feature or anything on the regression side also, we do check manually. There is no doubt on that. But proportionately, it has changed, right? Then automation for last 15 to 16 years when this QTP tool came and then Selenium took over the market for some time and a lot of different tools. Renorex, if you have heard about it. There are a lot of things happened on the API testing and automation also, performance check also, right? Then last 10 and 11 years, let's say, it is like, okay, let's keep it in the continuous integrated way, right? So where the concept is like, okay, you are developing your test case continuously. Fine. We are developing the code also, like dev code continuously. Fine. But can we integrate the test execution to the continuously developing something? So that is CD part, right? CI and CD part. Now AI is there, and we cannot neglect it. We cannot avoid this part. It's happening, right? So I have kept this slide very simple so that you'll understand that how the things are changing in a very drastic way, right? It's not a slow change, right? Its world is moving very fast now, right? It's like this. So it has evolved like over time. And I told you like stages how it is, right? Now it's a mix of all, right? So now this four blocks which I have created it like here, I'm showing you it is the mix of all these things. So as a test engineer, it is now expected that you know these four things, and just not theoretically. It's not like knowing it theoretically. It's like you should be able to do it on your own. It's like this, right? So AI is a very like, it's not a buzzword, first of all, right? People are thinking it's overhyped or like marketing gimmick, right? Sometimes I also think like that when people are over advertising it, right? But there is huge use case of using the AI, okay, into testing, into development, into most of the things in today's world, right? So as I said that, okay, what happened during the time frame, like I'll start with 1990 to 2000. Let's say here automation tool came. There were a lot of like research work going on to reduce the human effort, what kind of tool we can make, right? 2000 to 2010, yes, there were open source concept came and there are robust automation tool came. Then there are scalable tools people were using between 2010 to 2018. DevOps and continuous testing, this kind of concept came. Now it's like 2019 and beyond, it's more of autonomous testing. So when we say autonomous testing is your test framework should be such that you can maintain it easily, you can scale it easily, and the time will come when agentic AI will actually autonomously, um, you know, create the test cases on behalf of you autonomously. It will do on its own. Obviously, you have to instruct it properly, but things will come. Uh, Something like this is has already come. It's not like it will come. It has already there in place. Some of the companies are using it. Right? So I will skip this, but yes, for some of the people, that testing, different type of testing you do at different time of your um, sprint cycles, right? Sometimes you have to do unit testing, you have to do integration check when you have a common build which you can put it into the stage environment. Then probably while doing regression check, you do the whole system check. Acceptance will come at the end, right? So I just wanted to put it, okay, how the test planning and test development at the left hand side work and how you have level of testing. I'm not going in depth into that part. Right? Fine. So how AI is supporting testing, right? And it's very means I want to keep it like a computer. What it does, you give the input and you get the output. In between, there is a processing unit. Correct. In the same way, for the testing part, there is input. This input can be anything, right? As I asked um, at the start of this session, that how you are using the chat GPT, right? So you provide some input and you expect some input output to come, right? Sometimes the expectations are matching. Sometimes you again give more prompt to get your output accurately, right? Like this. The same way, whatever you want to do for the test purpose, when I say test purpose, everything what you do in the STLC, like right from your in software testing life cycle, whatever you do, like you do test planning or analysis, creation of the test case, uh, scripting, execution, reporting, all those things. So that I'm taking it as an input, whatever you want to achieve. And then there are AI models which you can use to get the output. It's like this. This AI model can be simple. It is based on what you need. Can be a complex model which you want to design, or there are models which are already, ready-made. It's there. Companies are selling it. You can buy those things, a complete suite, um, yeah, combination of different tools which they will give you, and you can perform different tasks. It's like this, or you can make your own. Both things are there. So see, open source world and licensed world will always be there. Correct. So for example, Java, open source, like, or Selenium, open source plus free. So that will always be there, right? This kind of tools. Then licensed tool, like QTP or load runner, where you have to pay to get the service, right? That will always be there. The same thing for the AI part also, both things are there. But completely getting the free thing is not possible, I think, for the AI part. Why? Because the companies behind that, they are processing millions of data. When you give any prompt, there are a lot of things are processed. right? So there is a calculation engines are there, how they can give it free, right? That's why chat gpt, let's say, or cursor, as of now it's like $20, like per month they are charging for the cursor, I know, right? So there are different llm models which is integrated with different kind of ai techniques. They are charging in different ways, right? So getting purely free ai support, no, it is not possible as of now. In future, we don't know, somebody will come and provide something freely. Um, we don't know as of now, right? Um, Vague thing here, AI is there, something is happening. That is our mind as of now, like what it is doing, uh, what is input, what is output, how to use in the testing. That's why I kept this slide, that when 3 years back I was thinking about the possibilities of AI, which I was able to see in the development side, coding side, how it will be there in the testing. But slowly that questions got resolved. Like I got the answer, right? So this was like 3 years back. I was thinking that AI is there, but what we will do with that, right? So generally, you know, the model. So here I want to tell you, generally when we say this LLM thing, right? Large language model or different model or any generative AI, when you're using it, right? What are the things it has already done? That I'm telling. Like how it is created, right? So why ChatGPT is able to answer any random question? Why? Right? Uh, we are doing very simple thing, right? But there may be some research related question. Let's say any question which is related to, let's say, the medicine for the cancer, a particular kind of cancer, or how I can grow strawberries in my balcony, right? How it knows it already, right? Or it maybe it doesn't know some of the answers. Maybe they don't know, but it is trained, right? So there are a lot of data collection. They did the data processing. So this is already done, and when we are using it, then also it is learning about what we are thinking and what human want, right? All those things. So generally, it goes with these things. Different model works for a different specific kind of domain. It's like this. It's not like there is a general domain which will, you know, answer your medical related question also. It will answer your, let's say, psychological kind of question also, human behavioral related question also, or coding also. No. That's why nowadays there are different kind of AI tools for different domains. But this is the way how it is like trained, validated. It has its own evaluation also, and then a final model is created, which we are using. So Chat GPT is a model, Cloud is a model, right? Which you are using it. It's like this. But yes, from the testing perspective, how industry is seeing it, what they are expecting from last 2 years, and the expectation are increasing, like how we can get benefit out of it, right? So yes, they are expecting that it will be like work with greater efficiency, right? Better accurately result should come. It should save our cost if it is accurate. If it is saving our time, so automatically it will be cost saving. um, Test coverage will be broader, right? I i am assuming some of you have already tried it. When you ask to, let's say, copilot or cursor ai that generate the test case for a particular feature, you can instruct that I want edge cases, I want negative test cases also. So it will generate all that, which may be missed by human. It's possible that a fresher or less experienced test engineer maybe will miss it. Even the experienced person or may also miss it, because generally when you have more experience, you think from the feature perspective, right? You want to test more on the core feature part which is going to be delivered. We may miss it. We may miss some of the negative test cases which somebody else will find it, right? So machine, but machine, they are not biased, right? Or uh, there are downside also about the context driven thing, but yes, machine generally takes your feature as a feature and think broadly that it can generate all sort of test cases, right? So early bug detection is one of the thing which we want to use. So the shift left technique, it was invented to find the bug early, right, in the testing life cycle, right? So we'll talk about shift left some other day, but the AI, the use of AI with the shift left, this is the thing which industry is demanding, or they want to govern in such a way that these two things will be implemented in their projects. I'm again saying shift left and use of AI. But here, because I have to demo you about the course which will be helpful for everyone here, whether you are a fresh engineer, freshly graduated, or have some experience, or have not tried automation till now, or have not tried coding at all, right? So, thing is, why not get yourself prepared for, you know, what is required, what is expected to become a better test engineer, right? It's like this. I just want to showcase that how Playwright works. How it works? You write the test script, you have a Playwright library, and it interacts with the browser. It runs your application. Right? It's very simple word, simple thing. I'm not putting arrows or diagram and all. I'll show that thing, but first understand that there are four things. Test script means coding. Script, whenever you hear about script word, it's not test case. Test script means code, okay, which is written for the testing, like as a test case, but it is a code. Playwright is library. People say tool, but generally we should say it's a library, right? Um, Made by Microsoft, supported by Microsoft, and people are like new age companies are using it more because it is a bit faster than Selenium. It is already proved that it's bit faster, and it has its own architecture to interact with the browser, a bit different than the Selenium. Whether it is good, bad, comparison, that's a separate debate thing. Yeah, I'm not going to that part. It interacts with the browser and it runs your application for the test execution. It's like this. Um, that's it. You can do anything like click, type, navigate. You can validate your expected result. It supports multiple browser. It supports parallel execution, right? So general architecture is this, like you have client libraries, but um, you know, Java, C Sharp, whatever you want to use, Python. So any language you can use. So that we say client library. Selenium also has this thing basically. But Playwright works with WebSocket, right? Whereas Selenium is on what we say, W3C protocol it uses, right? So it converts everything to JSON wire, and then it interacts with the driver interacts with the browser. It happens like that. Whereas Playwright is like WebSocket, where once it connects to your browser, there is a handshake and it keeps the session on. It doesn't throw the HTTP again and again and again to as a separate command every time, which happens in the Selenium. When you do the click, it's a separate thing which is going and then returning it back through the driver that things are completed. Then again, there is a separate command. Command is separate, but it's like it makes the connection again and again. It's like this, right? Behind the scene, you don't know it is happening, but behind the scene it happens, right? Whereas here it is like WebSec socket protocol is bi-directional, where you did a handshake with the browser, you know each other now, and you can communicate with each other. It's like this in a simple word, right? So in between there is a like Node.js server um, to communicate, basically to provide how you want to run your test case. So Node.js server is there, and then it interacts with the browser directly. It's like this. Um, it's not your browser which you see on your own. It's a browser engine which works, right? So there is a difference between browser and the browser engine. So browser engine, let's say it's a template or the protocol, right? Which is designed by Google, let's say. A particular Chrome engine, Chromium is made by, let's say, Google, right? And it can be used with on different browsers. Maybe Firefox is using the same engine, right? Or the Google Chrome is using the same engine, something like this. Right. So not going into too depth here. I just wanted to show you that yes, Playwright is a bit different than Selenium. Right. Um, Automation plan. This is about multi-agent browser automation workflow. Not going into that part. When somebody say framework part, you do it like this. You create the utilities on the top, you create the test data, you have page objects, then there are test cases, which is some test cases are API, some test cases are UI test cases, then execution happens, report happens, right? All those things happens. And at the top left side, if you see, there is a playwright config, right? which which has a lot of things related to whether you want to do parallel execution, right? How many, let's say, browser worker will be there. There is a term called worker that will be there. A lot of things in the playwright config side. What will be your base URL? Which browser you want to open? All those things. But is framework design is it important, and is it like every day we do that? No. Framework design, we it's important, but we don't design it on daily basis, right? It's like framework is designed for test automation thing, but as a test engineer, you should know how the framework is working, how it is designed, what was the purpose, where is the utility part, how report is generating, right? But you have to maintain it. It's like this, right? So framework design as a test engineer, you should know, and it's not difficult. If you do it systematically, you understand other different utilities and the core purpose of your test execution. You will automatically design a good framework. It's like this. People generally think that it's a very difficult thing, very senior professional like test manager or architect only should do it or can do it. It's not like that. When you design it, you also become an architect. It's like this. You may design a good automation framework or maybe you will design a not so better framework, but eventually you will learn it through your framework itself. When you make a lot of test cases, you will automatically get to know that whether your framework is good or bad, right? It's like this. So you do trial and error, you do in trial and error, but your goal should be to create a good framework which will fit to your UI automation, or if you want to do the API automation, it should fit. When we say framework, it's not just coding. Generally people think that framework means it's just coding structure, how I'm writing my code, which is the folder structure. No. Framework means it's like end to end thing. Input in between your framework, which is like coding framework, right? And the output, how you're distributing the report, how you're creating the report, how you are taking the code from the GitHub, let's say, because the latest code is there in the GitHub, right? Your test script is also in GitHub. It's not in your local machine. If you're doing everything on local machine, it's not a test framework. Okay, I'm repeating it. If you're thinking that my test cases are in Eclipse or VS Code or somewhere in ID, and you are doing your own thing, and you're generating the report, it's a framework of your own. It's not enterprise framework, right? It's not a framework for the whole team, right? So when we say test automation framework, it is like anybody can use who is your, let's say, team member. Anybody can, modify the code. Anybody can deploy the code. Anybody can execute it. Anybody can see the report. That is called a framework, right? So good framework design reflects your engineering maturity, right? So more you become mature on the engineering side, so you will make a better framework. It's like this. It should be scalable, maintainable, right? Um, Let me go to next thing. Same framework thing. I'm not going into that part. Selenium, just see this for 1 minute. You know all these things. Probably you guys have heard about all these things, or you have used it, I believe, right? Core Selenium thing, which 80% of the team or 80% of the Selenium world is doing it. And it's good. It's good. Um, how Cursor, AI editor, or any AI editor, how it is helping and why we should learn it, right? Now, why this AI thing comes to the last? Why I did not present it on the very first slide? So there is the reason that using the AI is also, like any editor, is also responsibility. It's not like that you on the very first day you will open your laptop, install, like have cursor in your system and start doing the coding and give it to your organization. No, it's not like this. To use the cursor or copilot or anything which is like AI assistance tool, right? You have to have some level of coding maturity, right? When we say coding maturity, it's like you understand how code works, how it is written, what is the structure of the code, classes, methods, oops, concept, let's say, and different thing, how you connect with the database or the Excel sheet, or how you print the output, how you write the things in the CSV file. Hundreds of things. I will not say thousands of things, hundreds of things are there. We should know that thing. Then with that level of maturity, you will use the AI like a boss, right? It's like this. So it's better understand the basic things first and then gradually, do different things. It's like this. How cursor or any AI word, you do the prompt. When you say prompt, so there is a separate field which is called prompt engineering, right? As of now, let's understand simple word. Prompt is like query. You want to do something, so you want to make an statement in the form of asking question, or asking for advice. It's like this. AI suggests something. So there are different mode. You want to work on plan mode, agent mode, or there are one or two different mode. So it will suggest. It's not like it will directly implement whatever you say. So if you're saying it like, automate this page, right? This particular page. So it's not like that it will automate everything. It's like it will tell you the plan. See, I'm doing this thing. Are you okay with this? You will say, okay, go ahead. Then it will be done. It's like this, right? So suggestions are different thing. Implementation, you can keep on your own way or whatever AI is suggested, or you can modify it, or you can keep it as it is. It's up to you, right? So AI editors like Cursor, it assists you in writing code faster. As of now, the use case of Cursor or any other AI coding tool is more of related to generating the code for different things, right? It's not like that you can ask it like how to grow a strawberry in my balcony or flat, right? So for different purpose, there are different tools. So Cursor is coding thing, okay? Or it knows the integration, like it knows that, okay, Jira is also there. So there are different extensions you can add to make it more, mature on different things. It like this, then it will work on that way also, but it has its own purpose, right? It can convert your manual test cases to automated script. In the next demo, whenever I'll do that, right, I'll show you exactly like how it will convert and how we can execute it, those things, right? Not today. Today it's like basic thing I want to present, that these are the possibilities and how we will learn it systematically one by one. With my experience, like I can share that, okay, this is the right way to do it. It's not like that jumping directly to something. So one common mistake which people have done in last 5 to 10 years is like test engineers generally. What they did is directly jump to a playwright learning thing, or directly they jump to the selenium thing, right? Like writing the selenium code by seeing some YouTube video or any other sources may be good, but the thing is that that is not the starting point. The thing is, if you are doing UI automation, I always say it. You should know about HTML, CSS first, how the websites are created. Then learn a programming language. Then Selenium or Playwright will come. It's not like that you can directly jump to any automation library and you expect that you will be master on that part. No, so there are behind the stories. You have you are doing UI automation. You should know about how browser works. If you are doing API automation, you cannot directly write the API automation code. You should know how API works, what is response code, how JSON thing work, what is HTTP, what is HTTPS, what is the difference between that, what is different kind of method, what it does. When you say get, when you say post, what it does, how Postman works, right? Those things, if you know, then you will be better doing API automation. It's like this. But yes, it will, once you use the any AI editor thing, it will help increasing your productivity. And meanwhile, your goal should be learn it with using it. It's not like that there is a black box or some magic box. You just give the instruction to that and it will do everything for you. It's not like this. You also learn with, doing something, like how better I can prompt, how better I can implement, how faster I can do that thing. It will take some time, 2 year, 3 year, for us to mature with this AI tools. It's like this. I'm just showing some example that some at the right hand side, a cursor, generally cursor or any AI editor is like this. At the you can set it like in the chat mode, you will ask something, right? And at the left hand side, if you see that it will change your code. So don't worry about this code as of now, it's just an example. which will, it will say that I'm deleting one line, I'm changing a line. So red is like I want to delete it. Green line is like I'm changing it. Do you want to keep this line? It's like this. In the automation code also it will happen. Right? If you want to change your existing code, it's like you will give a prompt in the chat window, and it will tell you that these are the things you have to change. It's like this. Fine. Some random example to calculate days between the date, right? Why I'm showing this? I just want to give you that, okay, you can do anything with the programming, whatever comes to your mind. Okay, today I want to check days between the dates. So if you say 15th September to 13th October, right? How many days comes in between this? So you can write the code for that. It's like this. Like there are ways. This code may be right or wrong. I'm just showing you that whatever comes to your mind, logical problems, right? It can be solved through the code. Whatever, any random thought comes to your mind that I want to calculate that if a train is running 40 kilometer per hour um, from one place, and after 27 days, what will happen if it will return. So you can give the whole prompt thing, right? And it will generate the code. But then how you will understand it, right? So for example, I'm presenting this code. See, guessing the thing, what is happening is a different thing. And knowing the things that, yes, where is the keyword generally used in JavaScript? What where does, right? Why this variable name begin date? D is capital here, right? In the begin, then date, D is capital. Camel casing. So see, knowing the code, how to write. So there are three things. One is like guessing it, what is happening, which is a bad thing. One is like knowing what to do, and one is knowing what right things to do to have a good code. There are three different things here. I don't want to talk more about that, but yes, as a test engineer, you have to be a good coder. There is no doubt. If you are in doubt that after having the AI, if you think that automation engineers uh, work will be reduced, or automation engineers or test engineers, um, it will be easier for them to do everything. No, no. It is going to be hard for them to do the right things. See, writing a random code or just how showing that it is working, you know, industry don't want that. Your project doesn't require it, because once you write the code, your project manager or the lead, they can quickly check what is the quality of your code. They can quickly check. Okay. So again, using the AI tool, they will say that your code is 70% scrap, or it's a bad coding what you have done, right? So test engineer's task is more complex now, with the use of AI, that you have to write the exact good code which will be helpful, right? And you have to explain it to your team also, that why you chose this code, why not a different code. It's not like that you write anything with the use of AI and everyone will accept it. That is not going to happen. Okay. Random things. Maybe it's like at the comment thing, I'm showing you that, okay, if you give this kind of prompt, it can generate this kind of code. It's like this. That we will see when we will, have proper session started. What is CI/CD? What is GitHub? How it is helpful? Again, some blocks. Developer here is us, any test engineer. So developer means who develops anything is a developer. Whether you develop the test code or the real feature code, you are a developer. What do? You put your code into the GitHub so that it will be centralized, saved, and shared, right? Use GitHub, or maybe there are some other tools also where you can share your code. Working code, good code. It's not like that you can put any erroneous code, right? GitHub its own life cycle, working cycle where your code will reviewed, merged, all those things. Jenkins plays an important role to execute your test case. So there is a human there. Jenkins is autonomous, let's say a tool or independent tool, which will automatically execute your test case based on the condition. You say that every day 8 o'clock I want to execute my test case. It's possible. You say that it's not like saying you have to configure it. You want to execute your test case whenever a new build has come. It's possible using the Jenkins like polling mechanism, or when you want to trigger the test, there is a mechanism. You can set it. You can set it like from this particular master branch or this particular branch, I want to have the code and you have to execute it. It's possible. So it's possible in Git action also, possible in Jenkins also, both. Then there is a reporting mechanism. You report it. So output is report, right? So I wanted to show like when we say CI/CD, it's more related to the GitHub and the Jenkins part. It's not related to your code. You can have anything in your code, but it is more related to what you are performing in the Git or Git actions, and how you want to execute it, when you want to execute it. Those things are CI/CD. Okay. Um, Pipeline. Have you heard about like pipeline? So pipeline generally it's like okay sequence of task which you want to perform, right? And you want to keep one of the tasks in that pipeline. It's like this. Like it's like assembling something one by one, and then at the end you achieve something. So that is like pipeline. So CI pipeline is also like a word, a concept which people implements using different CI tools where they want to perform. So for example, before your test execution starts, you want to flush the database. You want to delete some of the tables data, not the table. You want to delete some record. So you can put that in the pipeline that before my test executes, I have another queries to be executed in a separate job and I want to execute it as prerequisite, right? Or in the post execution, you want to do something again, database cleanup or anything, whatever you want to do. You can keep it in the pipeline. So developer uses it for some other purpose. You can create your own pipeline for the test execution, right? It's like this. Hmm. Typical CI/CD pipeline, when they say what it means by that, it's like this. You trigger the build, you commit the changes. So let's assume I'm taking dev code as of now. Anything which is committed, right? When we say commit, it's like pushed, right? Into some repository. It triggers a build. Build means what is build? Build is like compiling the code, okay, and then making some executable thing. So out of that, one environment will be created automatically. Then your exit test case will be executed, and so on. Like mm, whatever the reporting thing will happen. So there is a proper CI/CD pipeline which will automatically deploy into production. It's a very generic example, right? Which some company may be not doing in this way, but broad perspective of continuous development and continuous integration is this. Fine. So what tool we use? So I have depicted some picture here, right? So developers are human. They do the commit into the GitHub. Then this Jenkins icon. So there are Docker images also, or you can use instances to execute your test cases or build your code. And then you deploy it somewhere. You verify something after that. It's possible. Fine. Not going into this part. So again, Docker, you may have heard about it. How you can use the Docker with your automation code is like um, when you want to scale your test execution, you want to execute, let's say, 100 test cases in a particular browser, 100 test cases in another browser, or 100 test cases in Linux machine, another 100 test cases in Windows machine, let's assume, or some other machine, right? It's possible. So you decide the things how your instances will be. So Docker image is a concept which you will, make and use it. Right? Not going into that part as of now. It will take a lot of time to explain it how it works. I just wanted to tell you that yes, Docker is there to ensure consistent execution across environment. You can configure it. You can reduce the environment related failures using Docker. It's possible. Fine. Fine. And you want to make sure that what you do it in your local, let's say Windows machine, you want to make sure that in Linux also or Unix machine also it should work. Docker is helpful to verify that thing, right? Quickly. And it's not like again repeating it. If you're thinking it's a very difficult thing, you are wrong. All these things are good, easy to understand, easy to implement the thing. Sometimes we don't get chance to do these things, or sometimes we don't get mentor or guide to do this thing practically. It happens, right? So, but it's not difficult. Anytime, next time anybody will say oh, Docker containers, so don't get confused or don't think like it's a very sophisticated thing. No, simple thing. Fine. So images, when we say Docker define image is like template. You say that hey, I want Chrome with Linux. It's like this. You want Chrome with Linux with Java version 21. So it will quickly give you a kind of virtual machine, right, to execute your test case. That is called Docker image, right? I am presenting a very simple way, right? It can be a lot of, there can be a lot of jargon I can put, but I don't want to put it. It's like you want your own machine in a particular configuration. It's possible using Docker image, right? It's like this. So then there is a Docker config file which will decide like, okay, how you want to put the images into container and how you want to execute it, right? So there is a Docker run pattern, and then it creates the container at the end and start executing it. Okay, in the Linux, you want Firefox, you want to execute it. It's like this, right? So simple words, you don't want to execute your test case in your local machine. No problem. You can use the Docker to run somewhere else. Very simple. Right? So there are two ways. Either you execute in your own machine, show the result, or you use some other world machines and execute your test cases and show the result. It's like this. Now, coming to this picture, and this is important for people who are already doing automation, but now maybe struggling or learning now, or may thinking that what next? I am already good with the automation. What is there in danger? Right? The thing is like this. Yes. things are evolving. I will not use the word danger, but things are changing, right? So having the knowledge of CI/CD, having the knowledge of just Java or any programming language or Selenium, right? It's not sufficient, right? When companies have started using AI, so they want to utilize it in a good way, where you will generate the test cases smartly using it, and you will uh, write the code fast now with AI assistance, and then you will execute it also fast. So there are a lot of expectation here from the automation engineers so that they can use AI intelligence. They have to, you know, get this knowledge about the AI intelligence and use it better. It's like this, right? So what is AI driven testing? So, or AI driven automation, what it is? Same process. Only thing is there is another tool has come related to AI, and you are using it for doing the things in a better way. Whether it is identifying your testing needs, whether you are choosing a test platform, you want to establish the test process, you want to do performance monitoring, you want to making the improvement, right? So mindset, our mindset should be that okay, this five things I want to improve on, right? It's like that. So generally, what mistake we do generally as a test engineer is we think lot about coding, and we waste our time in thinking, just thinking about it, right? Whereas coding is just one part of your test framework, right? Generally, people think that test framework is everything about coding. No, no, no. It's a one of very major part and good part of the test automation. But as a test engineer now, if you're using AI tools or AI driven STLC, right? Then you have to rethink, about all these things, like what is my needs based on the features I want to deliver, what platform I have to use, how I establish my test process, how we'll do the performance monitoring, how we'll make the improvement once I get the result. These things you have to discuss with your leads and managers also. It's like this. And it's a continuous process. It's not like that you set up everything, it's done, everything will happen automatically through a robot. No, no, no. It's a human driven AI execution is like this, right? So career growth, how it is, right? So yeah, you started doing testing by checking everything manually. Generally, all of us have started something like this. You learned automation, you work as an SDET professional or QA automation, or the person who helps on anything, everything related to testing or test automation or reducing the human effort is SDET professional, let's say. Now AI QE. I'm not using the word QA or QC. It's AI QE. So because AI is more of engineering part. Okay. So AI is more of quality engineering, more of related to setting the right process, not theoretically. So I say process, generally people think theoretically this is the thing. Quality engineering is as the last slide I discussed about it, like having this and changing it the way you write the test case, the way you execute it, right? That's why it's quality engineering, not quality assurance. Quality assurance is more of process, right? It's more of ensuring that or assuring that you will deliver a quality product by following some rules, right? Writing the good test cases, less bugs, all those things, right? You fix the bug, test it. It's a quality assurance, right? Quality engineering is when you change something, right? So it's a engineering, quality engineering phase when you use AI. It's not QA. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Last part, I'm reading the last line. Continuous learning ensures long-term stability. That's it from my end as of now. If you guys have any query, you can ask, no issue.